I started my career in broadcasting, serving as a combat journalist in the military. I'm very proud to have served my country. Here at News 3, I get to serve the military and veterans of Southern Nevada.
Dan has helped U.S. vets raise thousands of dollars to support our programs for homeless and at-risk veterans.
We're very, very thankful that he has the reports that he does to tell the people about the sacrifices made by the men and women in uniform.
I have the best job in the world of telling the stories of those who've served.
Thank you for your service.
Watch for Dan Ball's Hometown Heroes reports on News 3.
Our entire nation honored the men and women who have fought and continue to fight to keep us free, including my co-anchor, an Air Force veteran, and our military correspondent. Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you, Jess. Thousands of people from across the country honored our veterans earlier today, right here in downtown Las Vegas at the 14th Annual Veterans Day Parade. Jim Snyder, Jess, myself, we all had the chance to actually take part. We were the MCs for the whole 2.5-hour event. Here's some of the highlights. Check it out. So we need your money. Let's keep those phones going. Jim, I'll throw it back to you, and you'll remind them throughout the rest of this broadcast to keep calling in and helping out the USO on this Veterans Day. You know, one day a year, just not enough. Let's celebrate veterans every single day. Freedom is not free. Jim, back to you. Creating new jobs and helping veterans. That's what one local man is trying to do in Decatur. Izzy Knight could never join the military because of a back injury he sustained back in 1966. But nearly 50 years later, he says he's found a different way to give back to his country. WFFT's Tara Pettit visited the Wounded Warriors sub shop that just opened up today and has more on how this business is serving those who've served. And good Friday morning to you. I'm News 3's Dan Ball. We're live at Nellis Air Force Base, making Christmas a bit brighter. Trees for the troops. Stay tuned. Listening to what local upset veterans have to say about their experiences with the VA hospital. This coming on the heels of that major federal investigation into long waiting lines and lists and veterans losing their lives due to unanswered service. Last night, we told you about a listening post that was held down in Marion. And tonight, VA officials held a similar meeting right here in Fort Wayne. WFFT's Isabella Moeller was at tonight's meeting. She joins us live from our control room. And Isabella, you talked with a lot of these vets last night when we sent you to Marion and then again tonight here in Fort Wayne. What were they saying? What are they upset about?
Party 2012. This is America's party. Hello, yes, you're on TV. This is the part when you act wild and crazy. And real quick, my buddy Carl over here, he came in from LA to party, and I wanted to say hi to Carl because you served the United States Marine Corps from when to when, sir?
From 77 to 81.
Okay, and as we turn the calendar on a new year and all the troops come home from Iraq, it was supposed to be the last couple of weeks, that's something that we want to look forward to, remembering all of those soldiers that we have lost and that are still serving overseas, and remember them in 2012. So, Carl, thank you for your service, buddy. You want to talk about VIPs, heavy hitters, big guns, use some military phrases. We brought them in to help the USO tonight. First of all, there's the number, 642-1342. I want to hear these phones light up while we talk to these heavy hitters about why they came out to support the USO. First of all, General George Casey, you're going to recognize this guy because he was in charge of operations in Iraq for about 3 years. He was the 36th Chief of Staff of the Army. You ran the Army, sir. Pleasure. Thank you for your service, and thank you for coming out. Talk to me about how the USO has helped out the troops. You were in charge of thousands of them for many, many years. How did you see the USO help those troops? General, thank you for coming out to support our local USO. We appreciate it. Sal Juta, come here. Sal received the Medal of Honor, our highest, most prestigious award that we give to a service member about 2 years ago. President Obama, I remember seeing that tearful day. You were tearing up when you got that, and now your new mission since you got out of the Army is to support causes like the USO, Wounded Warriors. What are you doing in Las Vegas? At this national monument on a week we honor our veterans, these 42 people took a simple oath that guarantees them life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Freedoms all Americans enjoy thanks to the sacrifices of our veterans. At Hoover Dam, Dan Ball, News 3. The headliner of this amazing avionics show is, of course, the Thunderbirds. And to get an idea of what a fighter pilot goes through while performing, the team suited me up.
This is your G-suit. This is going to help you it's going to keep you from not passing out when you're flying.
We hope.
Chest strap, pull that across until it's snug against your chest.
After a quick check by the flight doctor.
You're okay though.
And a briefing from Mother about the maneuvers we would be doing.
As you point straight down, holy cow, it's the first time you've ever been in an airplane pointing straight down. It's really, really cool.
It was time for takeoff.
During the 45-minute flight in the F-16 fighter, Captain Hubbard put me through turns, spins, twists, and steep banks, even pulling 9 Gs at one point.
Welcome back. Well, all this week here on News 3 at 4 o'clock, we're focusing on the unique needs of our veterans here in the Valley and the volunteers that are working so hard and diligently to try and fill those needs. Tonight, a group working to solve 2 problems: abandoned animals that are facing death and veterans who have faced death and still bear the mental anguish of combat.
Ask any combat veteran and they'll tell you, war is hell. And for many of our brave servicemen and women returning home, isn't the end of their battle. Thousands of veterans from World War II, Vietnam, Korea, Iraq, and Afghanistan battle with the horrors of war in their minds each and every day. It's called PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder. And while many believe counseling and therapy is the best way to treat PTSD, one group of Valley veterans has a different approach.
Her name's Abigail.
This is Abigail and her owner, Vietnam veteran Roger Lautzenheiser.
If I'm a little upset, she'll come up and nudge me and make me pet her until I calm down.
Last year, Roger, his wife Carol, and another Vietnam vet, George Jenkins, came up with an idea.
Well, my wife and I was over at U.S. Vets to a Christmas party, and we seen our dog here go around, and she didn't have anything to give, but she gave of herself to these guys, and it made a lot of them a lot happier that day.
It was after that Christmas party that this trio began forming a nonprofit group called SAVE, which stands for Save an Animal for a Veteran. Their mission: to rescue animals from kill shelters and then place them with a veteran in the hopes of helping them cope better with their PTSD.
It seems to keep everybody calmer.
Roger says he's seen this type of animal therapy work firsthand.
I took mine through the PTSD classes, and when one of them would get a little upset, she would go to that veteran and nudge him and make him pet her and calm him down.
Who is this?
This is Rage. She calms me down. She lets me know when to take my medication. She licks on my hand.
Army recon vet Sam Fretzel was shot by a sniper in Vietnam and spent over 12 years in a VA mental hospital.
I got PTSD, schizophrenic, paranoid, temper disorder, anxiety.
Now, with the help and love of his new 4-legged companion, Sam says he's living somewhat of a normal life again.
So now, with him, I'm 100% better. I talk to more people. I get out every day. My doctor, she cut down on my medication, so I ain't so drugged. I finally got a girlfriend.
Family therapist Anita Vaccaro says there are several clinical studies that prove animals can help people struggling with PTSD.
Dogs are trained to deal with anxiety and panic attacks. So when they can sense that the person is having an anxiety attack, that they will come up and nudge them. It adds to their ability to be social. It gets them out. It structures their time. And you're not going to cure the PTSD, but you're actually going to have symptom reduction to some research shows to 82%.
To date, SAVE has placed 6 dogs with local veterans and is currently assisting 5 more with their search.
Usually what the process is, we like to get the animal to pick the veteran.
But the group needs money for shots, adoption fees, food, and training.
Well, we're hoping to become a 501c3 and get government grants to help us to get the dogs to the veterans.
So with a little bit of help, Roger, Carol, and George say they hope SAVE will end up making life better for those who have served so bravely in the defense of our nation.
And you know, Maria, when I was speaking with those Vietnam vets that have been using the VA hospital here in town and the U.S. vets and whatnot for treatment, for counseling, some of them actually getting a prescription from the doctor saying you need a service dog. It would help you with the PTSD.
Wow.
The problem is the government doesn't pay for the dog to get fully trained. It can cost hundreds, if not a couple $1,000s. And so these guys are trying to bridge that gap between what the government covers and what our veterans actually need.
And you were just saying SAVE is a fairly new program, right?
They just started this thing about a year ago. They're applying for their 501c3, but they need help out there. So obviously we're going to link all their information to our website, mynews3.com. If you want to help out SAVE, go to our website, give them a call, and try and help them out. Welcome back. Well, thousands of American soldiers have been injured over the last 9.5 years since the start of the Afghanistan and then Iraq wars, but most of those troops will end up spending weeks, months recovering in military hospitals here at home and overseas. And to make them feel more at home and provide them a bit of comfort, one group of local ladies is giving back one stitch at a time.
When our men and women in uniform are injured in the line of duty, they end up spending days, weeks, even months recovering in military hospitals. And like most hospitals, the uniform of a patient is that dreadful backside-exposing hospital gown. So to help our brave troops feel a bit more at home while they recover,
everybody has a different way.
This group of dozen or so Henderson ladies are helping out, one stitch at a time.
It seems that when our troops come home from the wars and they have these horrible injuries, they come back to the States and all they have on their backs is a gown. They don't have any clothing whatsoever. So to make them feel better and to heal better, we decided to adapt clothing for them. And it all started with t-shirts first.
Johanna Lockwood is the coordinator of the group, affectionately called the Sew Girls.
I'm the quality control, more or less, here, and I have to see that all the girls do it the same way.
This is good that we're making these pants for them.
Back in the winter of 2007, a friend told Johanna about a national nonprofit group called So Much Comfort.
That's where the Velcro goes?
The group's mission? Enlist civilians around the country to sew adapted clothing like t-shirts, pants, and pajamas and send them to hospitals where soldiers are in need.
On the t-shirts, we have little 1-inch buttons that we sew every 3.5 inches. And that way the doctors and nurses, their caregivers, can get to their wounds more easily.
So Much Comfort has sent out thousands of garments to nearly 100 medical facilities so far. And the Las Vegas Sew Girls are proud of their contribution.
Since then, we've sent, with what we're sending today, will be over 1,500 items.
I thought, gee, I know how to do a straight stitch, and it would give me pleasure to do this for the veterans and for the wounded veterans, you know.
Barbara Margolis and Ingrid Figger meet with the other 10 ladies 2 times a month at their community center and sew, and sew, and sew.
I got involved with this group right from the beginning. I don't remember who, but somebody talked me into it. Because I'm not a sewer, I don't even like sewing very much, but I do it for the cause because I feel it's a great cause and somebody has to do it.
And I see they also have, you also put this little logo, so everything you do says,
has our logo.
So Much Comfort.
That's
right. So the guys know where it's coming from.
That's right.
Look at that.
When complete, the clothing looks pretty much like it did originally, except for one small difference. A difference that will make life easier and a lot more comfortable for our wounded heroes while they recover.
It makes you cry to think that you're doing something to help these poor boys. And all of us feel the same way.
Yes, we do, Joanna. Thanks for sharing your story. Now, the Sew Girls and the national group So Much Comfort is entirely nonprofit. The clothes and the materials are completely donated, and so are all the hours the ladies put into sewing them. If you have large amounts of unused new t-shirts, sweats, scrubs, or sports logoed material like you saw on my piece, or of course cash, the Sew Girls would like to hear from you. Now, they just asked a couple things. Don't send anything that's pink, purple, yellow, or things with events that have dates on them, like maybe unused shirts from an annual race or walk here in the Valley. Now, we have linked the Sew Girls information if you want to get a hold of them to our website. Just go to mynews3.com if you'd like to donate.